Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
There's no sound. Yeah.
Oh, oops. Should have checked that, my bad.
There's no sound.
Do you have your mic coming through? Is your mic going through to your stream? Because I'm not getting it.
Isn't okay. Now it should be.
Wait, that's good.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, for whatever reason, this game tries to lag out a little bit. What the fuck, actually? Yeah. So yeah, basically what I'm doing here is by opening up two menus at the same time, I'm duping my meseta that I have. And that was basically enabled because I opened up two menus at the same time, so yeah. And next thing is I'm gonna buy a bunch of weapons. And since I have two menus open, I basically is really confused and it tries to equip everything I can. And normally you can only equip one weapon obviously. So yeah. Now I have to do this a couple of times until I have around 24 sabers equipped. And now I'm gonna purchase here some healing items and some antidotes, although I cannot be poisoned by as a robot, so yeah. Okay, now the first area. Forest, like pretty much with this glitch you can basically one-shot everything, and it has a nice visual aspect. So, as you can see, I'm wearing a couple of sabers or swords. However, since I'm equipping a handgun now, I'm basically shooting with the sword. Looks kind of confusing, but yeah. It's really confused on what the weapon it actually shows. So yeah. And now I'm basically one-shotting everything, and yeah, that's basically going on for the rest of the run. Okay. So yeah, a really good thing is, a really good thing to do is, you should try to line up your attacks. Otherwise, you have to retarget them, the enemies, and it will be much slower. Obviously, because normally you can do like a set of attacks or combos, which is basically just pressing A at the right time or pressing the attack button, the other attack buttons.
LeFrozer.
Yep.
I don't know anything about this game. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on?
So basically, at the beginning of this game, it will show you like there's like two colonies. Like there's Pioneer 1 and Pioneer 2, and we are at Pioneer 1 is on the planet Regal, and I don't know the exact story of it, but basically something really bad happened. Like there's an I haven't seen the trailer. I haven't shown the trailer. Yeah, but like whatever, the story isn't really important. So basically you're assigned on your first mission as a character of your choice, obviously, and then you basically want you basically have the mission to find a girl called Red Ring Rico. However, as soon as this is the first section you're going to look for her, and it's quite obviously you won't find her in this area. And now, basically, normally each and every one of those monsters is actually pretty friendly, but since like this incident with the with the explosion on this planet happened, like everyone is just batshit crazy and tries to kill you. Now it's your job to find the girl, kill literally everything on this planet, and get some nice little weapons. So yeah,
Sounds
that's
like a cute little story.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I don't. Yeah.
I know someone who wanted to speedrun this game, and I think they said that the levels are randomly generated. Was that true?
Yes, it is. Like basically, it's not really randomly generated, but like you get a set amount of maps. For example, you get you have for each and every area has like 3 or 6 different type of map layouts. Basically, basically there's like one good map and one really bad map and another either good or bad map. It kind of depends. It kind of depends how the map is played out, or yeah, it actually is. Oh my god, okay. And I can say for some of the maps which ones are good and which ones are bad. The thing is, it actually doesn't matter in a marathon run. Yeah. Although it would be really nice to have a good amount, like the good maps. For like Forest 1, I had really bad maps, sadly. I like a really bad map, and for Forest 2, this one is okay-ish. And like the time difference can vary between like 20 seconds or even 2 minutes. Like, you really want to get the good maps in each and every area. Although there are some maps, whatever. There are certain maps that don't matter that much. Wow, okay. I'm pretty rusty actually, so yeah.
I got another question. Are the drops for minis, are those randomized or are they guaranteed?
So basically you can create your own character and you can have like any name, whatever you like. However, like certain names gives you like an ID. For example, as you can see here, I'm a Redria right now. And like Redria has like certain drops which are quite more frequently and certain drops which aren't. So yeah. It kind of depends on what name you actually get. Like if you have, for example, if you just put the name 5, it's basically a Bluefool, and Bluefool gets another set of drops. So yeah.
That's kind of cool. Is the run dependent on getting certain just greatly assisted by them?
Yeah, yes, it's actually like if you want the world record run, basically it's dead at this point. It's 46 on something by C. Carl Pobodin, and he got really good maps and also like really perfect drops. Like you want to get two specific weapons. What the hell? Like the first weapon is called the mech gun. It's basically a machine gun, and since you do around like 180 to 200 damage, yeah, it's basically the fastest killing weapon you can get, and it's only used for bosses, obviously. Then there's another weapon called the shot, and the shot is basically an AoE weapon which can kill the enemies much faster than just a normal handgun. Because normally you can only target one enemy at a time, but the shot can help you in that. You can basically target 5 enemies at the same time. So yeah, this is caves. Caves is a really boring area, and if you're not using this glitch, this is one of the like when you started this game, this was the one area which you probably had the most trouble in the beginning, because like the HP value of the enemies and the defense and literally everything is they are much stronger, and it will take a lot of time to finish this area. Oh my god, okay. Then there's another area called Mines, which will be after Caves 3 and after the boss, obviously. And this one is, however, this one is actually much easier compared to the caves. But since I'm using the weapon stacking glitch, I can just one-shot everything and it won't be troublesome.
You're playing this on GameCube version, right?
Yes.
Are there any differences between this and the Dreamcast?
Yeah, there's actually like Dreamcast has like two different versions. Version 1, and on version 1 you can basically go through walls. The problem, however, is you cannot use the weapon stacking glitch. So you can basically just go through any wall, but you cannot kill the bosses, which is not so good actually. And then there's version 2, which fixed the glitch where you can go through walls. However, now they enabled another glitch, and this is basically the glitch I'm using right now. And then, like, between the Dreamcast version 2 and the GameCube version, there is not a big there's not a big difference, except for a sub-quest you have to do to unlock the final area. So on the Dreamcast version, you basically have to go from from forest to mines, and then you will be at a closed door. And then they say, okay, you have to unlock those, like you have to touch those monuments or pillars or whatever they call it right now. And then after you've enabled this text box, you have to press them. And on the GameCube version you can just do that immediately, and this is also the reason which makes the GameCube version much faster than the Dreamcast one. But yeah, other than that, I'm not sure if the Dreamcast version had episode 2 already. Because quite honest, I have only played the GameCube version, and I just know the other versions by just hearing from it. Although, what's up?
What's up?
Ah, nothing. Not a lot, actually. So far it's a train wreck at the moment. But yeah.
What else can you expect?
A quality run? No, that's I haven't practiced. I haven't been playing this game a lot recently. I've been practicing other games pretty much, because episode 1 any percent is pretty much dead at this point. Unless you get perfect map RNG, it's basically unbeatable at this point.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah, and I'm not running episode 1 a lot. It's more I'm the episode 2 runner, which is basically the same game, but yeah, it is much more different than episode 1. Although they used a lot of older enemies and made them like new attacks or the other crap. So yeah, there's not a lot I can actually say about right now. If you just have any questions, just feel free to ask. Oh. Yeah. Where is it? Okay.
So what's up with the new Phantasy Star Online game? It's like a big MMO thing. Is that right?
There's actually Phantasy Star Online too. However, I haven't played this game a lot, and I really don't like it actually. Like it has its what the hell? It has its good things. How like the character, I really like the character creation on this one, but other than that, I don't feel it's an okay game. Also, it's Japanese only at the moment, so kind of sucks. And I know there's an English patch for it, but still, it's not really perfect. be honest. Like there's another game called Phantasy Universe, but it's a the Phantasy Universe is a shitty game. That's
Sounds on, buddy.
yep.
Yeah, do you also have text to speech?
Nope.
Darn, that's a real shame.
Whatever. Again, caves, pretty boring area, nothing much I can say about. And what the hell? Okay, I totally forgot something. Whoops! I have to kill those enemies first. So yeah, about the enemies, there's not a lot I can talk about. It's like there's those normal enemies called sharks, like the sharks. Those don't do anything. There are those plants. They can't do shit against you. Fucking tripped up. I don't care about it anymore. So yeah. PSO gave me a robot fetish. Thanks, Sega. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Then you should basically play PSO too. You can basically make your robot waifu.
Do you have a robot fetish?
No.
Why not?
Because fuck robots.
Exactly.
No.
You're missing out, man. Disney's got that one thing, Drossel, I think she's called.
Uh-huh.
Dang.
Okay. No. Just no. Okay, now case 3, another really boring area, and it's also the shortest ones of those 3. And I got a good map. I got the fastest map, so yeah, we won't be losing that much time. Oh yeah, also there's episode 3, which is a card game. For those of you who are into children's card games. I don't know, I never played this game before, but nah, I don't really care about it. So yeah, just running around. Oh yeah, normally you would target literally everything that is moving, especially for those traps.
Because you like those traps, am I right?
Yeah, those trap robots.
What?
Can't get enough.
Yeah, true. This game has a lot of traps, actually. How silly as it actually sounds, but yeah. I'll play this game for. Are we watching a let's? Yeah. Yeah, we are definitely watching a let's play right now.
Looks fast to me.
Yeah, that's because I'm cheating, basically. Oh, that's literally everyone who played this game before and was watching a speedrun of it said like, "Hey, you are a fucking cheater." Then and then you basically have to explain what you have to, or what glitch you're actually using, and yeah, and they still don't understand it.
Oh, did you explain the weapon stacking glitch?
I couldn't because my mic was muted at that point. So yeah, basically that's the first thing I did in my run. I was trying to open up 2 text boxes at the same time, and for whatever reason it is possible to do so. I don't have a really good explanation for it. But yeah, since you activate, like you open up 2 text boxes at the same time, the game gets really confused and doesn't really know what to do and at what order. And then you can be, like the first, like before you can actually stack up some weapons, you need to get Meseta, and by opening up the bank menu and your own menu, or like your character menu, you can basically just like deposit money, like deposit the money twice. It sounds really silly, but this makes duping them as possible. Also, you can dupe weapons with that trick. Okay, yeah, this boss fight is not pretty much an auto-scroller, so
is there a 100% run?
Yes, basically. Adam was actually trying to do an 100% run of this game, and you basically have to do this game, like you have to do each and every difficulty in this game, and then you have to do all the quests in all difficulties, obviously, and then you have to get a certain type of weapon, or yeah. And that's basically like 100%, and usually it would, like the estimate for it would be around 50 hours.
Wow.
So if someone is actually doing that, you don't have any fucking life. Oh.
Would the weapon duping stuff be useful to? Well, first, can you sell weapons? I don't even know if you can do that.
Yeah, you can. Like the weapon setting would be useful in 100%, and it would make this run much shorter actually. Okay, that was bad. However, Adam wanted to do without weapon stacking at first, but yeah, it just takes way too long. When you would use weapon stacking, it would take around, like, I would say 30 hours.
So, why wouldn't he do that?
I don't know.
So it seems more pure or something?
Yeah, probably.
That's weird. I don't understand speedrunners who do that, but I mean, to each their own.
I don't understand speedrunners who want to do such type of run. Okay, this is the wrong direction.
I mean, like, Link to the Past, no save and quit? Why? I mean, am I right? Or am I right?
I'm just gonna say no. No. But yeah, like, that's something I like. I don't really like to watch long runs or really boring games such as this one. That's why I'm playing it. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to show off some really cool feature about this game. So you can basically just use some symbol chat and make your own emoticons. Not that anybody plays this online.
Oh, I got a question. Are you using the keyboard controller?
No, I'm just using the regular controller.
How boring.
Yeah, I would like to use it, but I couldn't find any of those for a reasonable amount of money. And that's another problem with speedrunning this game. Like buying this game is actually really costly. Like it costs around $60 to $70 used. Oh, that's at least what I when I checked the prices on eBay last time. And it's a really rare GameCube game as well, so that's the reason.
Does it emulate well?
I'm not sure of it. There was one guy who tried to emulate it once, and it worked pretty okay-ish, but I heard like especially like this area lags a lot, and I would actually say it's unplayable with the lag.
Huh.
But yeah, there
I
are
remember
still.
I tried it and just broke completely.
Well, there are there's still private servers which you can play. Let me see if this is the right direction. No. Okay. No. Oh my god.
So has the story progressed at all?
Not really. Like, you check this area and then you said, okay, I couldn't find her. Then you basically just said, and then he says just, okay, just go deeper.
So
and now
it's
I'm
not like Destiny. It's like Mario.
Yep. But like the gameplay is basically Destiny. Like, yeah, finding weapons, upgrade them, kill enemies over and over and over again. However, the bosses don't take like 500 hours. That's at least a positive aspect of this game. So yeah, those small robots are called Canadians, and sometimes they spawn in a circle. And you want to kill them. You want to kill all of them as fast as possible. If you don't do that, they will explode, and the next spawn will be a little bit slower than usual. But yeah, I mean it's just PSO, so yeah. Doesn't make a big difference. Okay.
How's your luck in this area? Oh, in the caves too.
It's a pretty average run actually. So yeah.
Darn, I was hoping you'd have really bad luck because we're actually ahead of schedule.
Don't worry. If what is the current time right now?
About 33 minutes.
33. Yeah, it is a possibility that it will go overestimate. Especially
That's
because
great.
that's great. Yeah, that's basically because the beginning portion was really bad, like the glitching, and that's obviously because I had to fix the mic issues, and I played like shit. So let's forget about that. So yeah, I&II, another really boring area, lots of enemies, lots of shooting you have to do. This map is a really bad map, but again, the world record is basically impossible to do so yeah. Oh yeah, that's an interesting question. So there are still people playing this game on private servers, for example Shithack or Rev PSO or Ultima. So yeah, it's still played often on private servers, but then you would be playing the PC version of it, and the PC version has more weapons, another episode, but the added episode is really short, so it doesn't add a lot to the gameplay.
Wow, that's an interesting comment. Only autistic life failures such as LeFrozer still play this game. Ouch.
Yeah.
I think the game's cool though. I'd play it if I owned it.
I wouldn't say like I would actually say it's a really bad speed game, and I don't really play that often anymore. So
That's okay. I think you're cool.
and I'm cool with that when someone thinks, yeah, it's a bad game.
So are the bosses of the areas relevant to the plot, or are they just the big bads of the area? You just have to kill.
Yeah, you just have to kill them. And then they're basically surprised, hey, why is he attacking us, or why is this still there? So yeah, you basically have to kill them to get to the next area.
Wow. This game seems like it doesn't have a whole lot of depth.
Nope. Or like, not a whole lot of depth that anybody cares, actually.
Looks complicated, with like the HUD taking up almost the entire screen.
Yep.
The only thing on the HUD that I can understand is the mini-map.
Yeah. Yeah, like the mini-map is... It is actually really useful, especially for spawns that are off-screen. Like, you cannot see them, so you basically have to rely on the mini-map sometimes.
Do you look at it when the room's dark?
Sorry, what?
I was just watching the stream. It's a bit behind, and the room was like completely black. Did you use the mini-map to aim with that?
Yes, it kind of helps, but it's also sometimes a little bit muscle memory. If you like, if you know on which map you're playing, you know which enemies spawn at which at certain, like there's enemies spawn at certain spots, so it's not all over the place. And yeah, the minimap kind of helps for clearing those dark rooms.
Is there much lore to this game?
Probably.
Alright.
Okay, now I have to use this room, and this should be the final room, I think. If I remember correctly, the final portal is right there. Okay. So yeah, the next boss is called Vol-Opt, and Vol-Opt actually has a strategy in it. So you want, like, you can defeat him with two possibilities. Like, the first thing you can do is basically kill everything in this room, or like destroy everything, or you can time your attacks that you directly deal damage to him. Like, as you can see, I'm only attacking once, but you see 2 damage counters of it. So yeah, like, he has a second hidden HP bar. And when this goes to 0, the boss is also dead. And that was phase 1, and phase 2 is really easy. You just basically have to stay in the stay there and just use attacks. And yeah, that's basically the whole strategy of the bosses in this game. Okay.
How many more bosses are left?
Now this is the final one.
Oh.
So we're almost over with this shitty game.
That's
okay.
Great.
Okay, now here is actually an area that I can die. Runes, and there are like 2 really strong enemies that will spawn there. The first one is called the Del Saber. And the Del Saber can jump across the room and crit you. I'm not sure if his crit can actually one-shot you at this point, but But it still does a massive amount of damage, and you have to be careful in this area. And the other enemy is called the Chaos Sorcerer, and the Chaos Sorcerer has a spell which can one-shot you up until the end game, basically until level 15 or 16, I think. And basically I just want to kill the Bell Sabers and the Chaos Sorcerers first. So yeah, I'm using like two, also this game has like different kinds of attacks. It has a normal attack, which is basically just, yeah, a normal attack, that's all I can say. Then there's a hard attack, which deals 1.5 more damage than your normal attack. Although it's a little bit slower, but most of the time, especially in this area, I will use hard attacks to one-shot them. And then there's another type of attack called special attack, but I'm not gonna use it in this run because you have to find certain weapons with an attribute on it. For example, like fire or ice special, and then you basically deal fire or ice damage with your attack. But it's really useless, especially for speedruns. Okay, that's a brand. Also, the runes are like the first, the only area where I can get the shot, which I mentioned before, is basically a shotgun which shoots 5 bullets, and you can hit 5 enemies with it at once. And this helps clearing up rooms much easier, or much faster, obviously. This room, this map layout is pretty okay-ish, I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, this was a Chaos Sorcerer. Also, this game has also a lot of interesting features. For example, sometimes if you're staying a little bit too close to the door, you cannot target the enemy because of reasons. So yeah, this was one of the jumps that the Saber can do, and yeah, this deals a shitload of damage, and especially if it crits, then it's yeah, then it could one-shot you if he has a high damage roll. So yeah. Also, the advantage why I'm using a robot instead of a human is humans can get poisoned in this game and robots simply can't, and there are a lot of rooms with poison, like with poison in it or other things. Or like, yeah, as I would say, the robots have like better. Like they cannot be inflicted by a lot of what should I say? Like they cannot be affected by paralyze and paralyze. When you get paralyzed, you simply cannot attack, and you cannot get slowed. Although there's a level limit of it, and yeah, different and a lot of other things that why the robots are better than the other one. Also, I'm feeding my pet because always remember to feed your pets.
Whoa, you have a pet?
Yep.
This game is awesome.
Yeah, you bet it is. No, simply this is not a pet. This is it's called a mag, and this mag can give you stats based on what item you're gonna give it to him. Like if you give him like a healing item, for example, a monomate, which replenishes your HP. It gets power, and if you give it other items, it gives various kind of stats. And also the mags can evolve, so they can have like different forms. You can have different forms of them. So it's basically like Pokemon, for example. Oh yeah, and I didn't mention. So there are those falling rock thingies, or yeah, falling traps, as we call them. Yeah, when you get caught by them, yeah, you will lose a lot of time. Okay, and so yeah, these enemies are called gunners, and like there's dark and death gunners. And these, if you have a layout with a lot of those, it's a bad thing, because like you cannot damage them unless you use spells or a damage trap or any kind of attack that has elemental attributes on it. Gonna position. So sometimes I'm trying to position myself in certain rooms simply to combo them easier. Also, another advantage of comboing is usually your final attack has a shorter recoil animation. This is however, this is much more visible on the shot, but since I haven't found one yet, yeah, it can be hard to realize it, but it is usually better to finish off a combo than stopping in the middle of it. Oh yeah, also those Dell Sabers usually can block your attack if you're in the melee of range of it. However, by timing the attacks correctly, you can basically attack him once before he tries to attack you. So this is a confused trap I've stepped into, and yeah, it's better just to stay around than just walk around, because when you're confused, you cannot control your character. Which is really bad. So yeah, yeah, sometimes I'm using freeze traps or damage traps. Freeze traps are mostly used because of crowd control abilities. So you can target them easier. And damage traps are just used to deal a little bit amount of damage. Okay. So now I have to wait a little bit. Okay, there we go. So this room has a bunch of falling traps. the one, and this one is one you cannot avoid if you step right into it, so you basically have to juke it out. And this is the final room of Runes 2. And now the final area, or like the final area, room 3. Usually runes 3 has the same layout, or like the same 2 layouts, but with a different, a little bit different start and a different end. And this is one of the, this map layout is one of the bad ones. So yeah, and this usually loses around 1 minute or 1.5. Kind of depends.
What's the plot reasoning why this is the final place? Is it just because it's the last place you went to? And the girl just happens to be here?
No, yeah, it's basically the last place, and then you see the final boss, and then you realize, hey, this bitch isn't even there. So why the fuck am I searching for her again? And then basically the game is over, and you can restart this game and doing it over and over again until you are the strongest character in the universe. But yeah, the plot of this game was never as strength of it. It's more like the different weapons you can get, and yeah, that's the only thing that's really good, that I really like about it. Like, it was at that time PSO was a really I think it was actually the first console MMO at its time, and it was a really good developed one. But yeah, if you're comparing it to the better games, I'm not gonna name them. Yeah, it has definitely its flaws. However, it's still better than any Final Fantasy game I've ever played.
Which ones have you played?
No one. None of them. No, I'm not one of those. RPG. Guys, except for this one. But yeah, I kinda quit this game a long time ago, and then just doing it for fun, or whenever I'm actually really bored of it, or anything else. So yeah, there's nothing much I can talk about it actually, so yeah. Just feel free to do whatever you want actually. I was like, this game... Yeah? Sorry?
Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, like, it doesn't have that many speed threads of it, or like that many tricks. Especially episode 1 is kinda stale if you compare it to episode 2.
Oh, is the number of rooms in each area, is that set? Or are there varying amounts?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what map layout you actually get. Like, this one has the most of them. I think around 13, 14 maps you have to clear, or like rooms you have to clear. And there are other ones which I only have 8 or 9 rooms with enemies in it, and that's why it was actually so. That's why it's actually faster to get rooms with less monsters in it, or all that. Also sometimes the like certain spawns, for example this is one of the slowest spawns in the game. Simply because dark gunners have a long death animation, although they just disappear, but then it basically checks for like 2 seconds if they are actually dead, and then the door opens. Oh yeah, don't forget to feed your pet. Yeah. And this is the second last room. And usually the second last and the final room of room 3 have a bunch of enemies in it. Except for one layout where the final room only has like 3 monsters, and then you can basically just fight the end boss. Okay. Okay. However, do you actually mind if I show off another small trick, or like it's not a trick, but a cool glitch after this run?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Alright.
It only takes like 5 minutes or 10 at maximum.
It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Avoiding those fucking gunners. Okay, there we go. And yeah, this is the final room, and each and every room 3 layout ends in this particular room. And that's like the only thing that's really fixed. And yeah, set of enemies. Okay. So yeah, and this was the final section. And now the final boss is coming up. And this boss has 3 different phases. The first one you basically have to kill like the little thing is called I think Darwin's also Darwin's, I think that's the name of those enemies. Whatever, you have to kill 3 of them to get to the next phase. Oh yeah, and I'm setting up I'm positioning myself here so I actually spawn behind this boss. And now I'm gonna switch to the weapon called... Oh, fuck you, Yashi. I'm gonna use the mech gun right here to kill this boss really fast. And now I'm gonna turn around and miss it again, of course. And now it is actually possible that I will die right now if I get bad RNG. Okay. Okay, that's good. There we go. Okay, so I could have died at this moment because any of his attacks one-shots me. So yeah, and we're almost done with this bad game. Okay, so now we have to enter this final portal, and it's soon gonna be time.
Wait.
Yep.
Just making sure I did that right.
Yeah. Okay.
Got an hour 4 seconds.
Okay. That's okay. Underestimate. That's okay. Okay. Let me demonstrate something real quick. Okay. I just restarted the game by pressing A, B, X, and Y at the same time. I don't know why it actually works like that, but
A, B, X, and Y.
Yep.
That's weird. Most GameCube games have start, B, and X.
Yep.
To be the reset.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna play on this character again. So yeah. Also I didn't unlock the next difficulty because I just reset it in the middle of the credits, and you can only unlock it by either like letting the credits roll or just quit the game before, or like after you kill the boss. So yeah, basically I have to do the same again. Okay, so okay, there we go. So yeah, we're gonna do it like this, then this, and this. Okay, we're done. Best game ever, GG. Thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks for doing your run.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, up next we got, I think, yep, Spyro 1 with